let's bring in Geraldo on this and more. Geraldo Rivera is our correspondent-at-large here at NewsNation. Hey, Geraldo. What is your kind of perspective on this? There's politics and then there's the legal side, but it's become bigger and bigger over the last couple of days, especially when Trump said last night he wouldn't defy a court order, never has, never will.
Well, I think that the president and the Republicans in this case are absolutely right about the super jurisdiction claimed by many district court judges, and it is they are partisan activists, certainly partisan. Many of them, are appointed in a very political way. There's forum shopping, people looking for judges that are sympathetic to their point of view and then bringing a case there. I think there really should be some kind of, and I've heard Alan Dershowitz and other scholars talk about this, there should be some way where a district judge maybe gets two other district judges to agree with them, a panel of three, or give it a little more clout in terms of jurisdiction. It's not really fair that one district court judge can impose an injunction on an entire country. I think President Trump and his cohorts are absolutely right about that. I will say this, though, in the defense of President Trump. None of these planes had yet landed in El Salvador at the time the written order was issued by this judge. So technically, they make an argument not that the judge has no jurisdiction. They complain about that. They mutter about that. They scold him about that. But they comply, at least in the broad strokes. If they were, for instance, Connell, to bring one of these flights tomorrow, or following now all of this controversy and Judge Roberts saying don't talk about impeaching judges and so forth, that would really be arrogant, and that would be a constitutional crisis. As things stand right now, it's the liberals against the conservatives. The conservatives want these Tren de Aragua thugs out. The liberals want them, maybe want them out also, but want a hearing before they go. So there is tension. But I don't think we're at a constitutional crisis yet.
Okay, fair. The last point you made, I was saying that the other day, the political argument, you could see what the administration and Stephen Miller, who's the president's advisor, is making this again today, because they want to come out every time, and I understand this, and say that these are a bunch of thugs or gang members, bad guys, and we were going to get them out of the country, and you guys, if you want to defend that, go ahead. And that is a strong political argument. What do you think, though, of the legal case on the merits? So say the other night when they had the flights, they're saying, well, it is, this judge has given the order and they doesn't have the jurisdiction, but it's giving the order. The order's coming from the United States. To your point, they hadn't landed. So we could have ordered them to turn around, and that, if that's the case, he would be defying an order. Trump says he wasn't. What do you think of the merits of it?
Well, I think, first of all, how do we know exactly the extent of the thuggery of the 238 who were from Venezuela and a couple of dozen from El Salvador itself? We don't really know. We're taking Tom Homan's word for it that is the description. I don't know the bios of these people. I have heard that some of them have no criminal record at all. I'd like to know that.
Right. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.